Hello and welcome to Space Engineers. I'm Duke Skyloafer, and we are here in the Stellar Garage, which for the time being seems to be the back of the Eagle 5. And we are working on this little fighter, the Carolina Reaper. And there we go. Need to jump back into my body there for a second. So yeah, after the last stream, I moved it in here real quick just to make sure that it would fit. And so we're going to fly it back out of here. Hey, Rumble Strip, welcome. And, yep, settle down. There we go. So today we're going to finish it up. We're going to put the front on it. And we are going to give it some color. Well, I guess I got to finish the back as well because it looks a bit bare. And, yeah, that'll be that. So, I'm considering whether or not it needs another, like, more thrusters in the back for acceleration. Like, we could add one more right there in the middle. Yeah, it wouldn't really make too much of a difference if we added another one right there. I do think it would have been cool if we could have maybe put, instead of these smaller ones, like a single gigantic one. But at this point... Would it have fit? Would it fit? Actually, hang on a second. Now that I've said that out loud. These are 3x2, which would mean we would have to sink them in one and down one or up one. So they would also have to take the place of... Yeah, no, I don't think so. Wow, we got iron and we got engineered coffee. We got the whole the dynamic duo there. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming by. So yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. I am considering though maybe putting another. What's behind here? And where did this color come from? Oh yeah, that's the thruster. Duh. Duh. That makes sense. Okay, we'll put that back. Let me do... I don't really want to do the back right now. I want to work on the front. So, the front, we need to put a nose on here, and we need to put some Gatling guns in it. So, I think I'm going to go with the normal Gatling guns. Where's the... weapons? I'm still getting used to these new groupings. Oh, I've already got that down in there. Okay. Okay, so options are not the firework launchers, not the railguns, not the autocannons. Okay. So we've got... I could do the DLC ones. Which I do like, but I think I actually might like the original ones better for this, because they're shorter. I mean, they're not literally shorter in terms of game terms, but they're physically shorter. So I feel like, like the visually shorter. That's what I'm going for. And they're going to be buried inside of the nose here. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with the smaller ones. Now, do I want them in the middle, or I think I'm going to want them down like here. I think I'm going to want them down like, yeah, and not directly in the middle, because then might be a little bit harder to get I don't really know what I want the nose to look like, I guess is maybe part of the problem. So I guess maybe we could fool around with some armor blocks for a minute and see what that would look like. So we could start with, we could either have... Yeah, I guess because that, we don't want to cover that up. But we could do half blocks there, so we're not blocking any, well, kind of blocking a little bit of view, but not much. Or we could leave that completely open and start in the row below it, which maybe that is the better way to go here. So if we did, actually, maybe let's not, I know I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to open it back up again later. If we went kind of straight out for a little bit, And then maybe we did. Put that there. Hit me with... There it is. I know I hit it a couple of times and just missed it. So if we made it like that, I didn't intend for it to kind of look like horns in the front there, but actually now I kind of like that. My original plan was to fill that in. Yeah, I kind of like that. Maybe we could do... Nope. There. We get some teeth in it or something like that. I don't know. If we did something like that, so I was originally thinking we would fill this in, but, because that wouldn't be too hard to fill in, we would just basically do the same thing here, like that. Yeah, if we did something like that. And then we could do, even like right in the front here, we could do, let's see, we could do... I don't know why, but there's an interesting lag when I scroll. Oh, I kind of like that. Kind of get like a flare up on the side there. I know, right? It does look like an F302. It's getting there. It's getting there. So this part here, we could change this up a little bit. Yeah, that cockpit was a really good idea. I was really set to go with the usual fighter cockpit, and I like that. The only downside is that you can't really see the stuff unless you look down, because it's like, you know, there. But that's okay. I think most of the time if you're fighting, you'll probably be looking through whatever camera I'm going to put on there. So, let me see if I could make this look a little cooler here. What if we did... let's see. What would we do with you? If I want to keep looping around with you, I don't want to do... let's see. I could try... Let's see, we could try something like that. And then connect that in to here somehow, so we could maybe... Yeah, this was a really good addition to the game. I am glad that they did this. So I'm thinking we take it like this, and then... Let's see. We did that. Take that out. What's the block that would go right here? We have one of these. It's either... Oh, no, it's there. It's right there. And then that thing... is this guy. There we go. So that kind of brings that around. Yeah, I like that. Maybe we could put something on the front here. We could either do, maybe we'll just do it with paint. We'll make this front section look a little bit better. But I like how that... Ooh, quick question. This won't destroy that, will it? If it does, that could be a problem. Let's find out. Let's point ourselves away from that. Seems to be okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to put one more thruster on the back. We do kind of... We're also... Oh, that's why we're struggling. We don't have enough power. There's probably enough thrusters, there's just not enough power. Well, I mean, you know, rumble strip. We could just paint it to look like the Duckwing. You know, Darkwing Duck's jet. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? His plane. Yeah, we got to get more reactors in here because this thing is struggling for power, and that's the big. That's why we're not getting big acceleration here. Yeah, you know, batteries might not be a bad idea just to supplement the thing, but it's got a few reactors in it, small ones. We are definitely like the moment I push go, we are jumping to 100. My appetite for adding thrusters outpaced my appetite for making sure that there was enough power. Luckily, we still have some room, so we can add some more reactors, ideally to the back. Let's make this look better here. I'm thinking we'll do... I don't have a shape. We don't have a shape that matches that, I don't think. And what would we do? Let's see. So this is where I think we probably would bring the guns down here. And then we'll just kind of go around these thrusters on the side. Yeah, so maybe we'll take... I just deleted the cockpit, didn't I? That beautiful, beautiful cockpit. It's gone. That's not the right cockpit, but it looks really silly sitting in there. The cab. What would the cab have... What? There it is. That's what the cab would have looked like in this build. In case anyone was curious. Industrial cockpit. I don't know why I'm bothering doing all this. That kind of looks fun. Fighter cockpit. What we could have had. Could have looked like this, you guys. But no. We're using the flush cockpit because it fits the... Come on. The best. There we go. Room. Okay. Where? Let's see. We could cut into there and put a reactor. We could do some reactors off the back here. Actually, we could do a lot of reactors off the back here. I think the other two are the two. I think there's only 2 little reactors in there, which now that I say that is like woefully not enough. But what if we get rid of you? Throw you on there. We'll throw some reactors around this. We're going to armor over this whole back part anyway. And then we stick our small connector on there. Like that. And don't have a reactor on here. We could well, so the reactors output 500 kilowatts. So between the, I think, 6 reactors that are on here now, let me double check what's on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should be outputting power output 12 kilowatts. Is that, max output? Yeah. So it's 1,000, 2,000, 2.5 megawatts. If I did that math right, which I think should be enough for the thrusters. Let's find out. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, now we're moving. And we're still, even if we, okay, we're maxing out if we go in 3 directions at the same time. You know, if we get 3 directions worth of stuff going on. So, yeah, okay, maybe we'll throw some batteries in there just to buffer that as well. And we could even, we could make the batteries, we could maybe throw an event controller in there so that the batteries only kick in when the reactors are overwhelmed. How's that going to work? Is that would that end up with us like flashing the batteries on and off? Because as soon as the batteries turn on, then the reactors won't get overwhelmed. I think we'd probably have to have like 2 event controllers for like when the reactors subside again. When they get down below a certain threshold, then we set the batteries like. Well, then once the batteries are on recharge, then they'll be drawing from the. I could just throw one more reactor in there. Could just throw one more reactor in there. If we did, because we do have plenty of space for batteries. Oops. Whoops. Here, what is under here? There's our other 2 reactors. So we could put batteries here. There's space for 3 batteries here to put little batteries. Maybe that's not the worst idea. I mean, we wouldn't fill these reactors up with a lot of uranium. But yeah, it is going to use a lot of, it is going to, I mean, we got to fill a bunch of reactors, so. If we stick some batteries in, presumably these are now fully charged, or they will be very, very shortly. So if we were just using those as a buffer, I can't really tell how the batteries are doing here, but so yeah, it seems like we're still hitting. I guess if you like completely flip around and like sorry for the, should give a seizure warning for that, but it seems like under most circumstances we're okay. Okay, maybe not right there. Yeah, see there, we're firing in 3 directions and we're still overwhelming it. I mean, maybe the answer is we put on too many thrusters. Because it was being sluggish and I added more thrusters and that overwhelmed the power. So yeah, that could be the solution could just be fewer thrusters. Or just more reactors. Or I could just deal with occasional power spikes and it's not that big of a deal. Maybe that's actually the correct solution there. Why don't we go with that for now? Let's put these Gatling turrets on here. Curved conveyor tube. Which way are you going? That way. Alright, and then... Ow. Sorry, I had my finger on the wrong keys. That was funny. Let's turn it that way. Alright, then we'll put... do these things fit forward enough? Yeah, probably. If that's the front... Actually, is that going to be the front necessarily? Yeah, I guess it probably should be. Maybe I should move this forward by 1, just so that they sit, like, right there, as opposed to being back 1. Why don't we do that? Just to make sure if we're pulling crazy maneuvers, that we don't start hitting our own ship with the bullets. Not that it would damage us, but it would just mean bullets that could be going to other ships would be used internally. Alright, so that should take care of that, and then maybe we could also get like a camera on the front there. Yeah, you know what we could do is just finish this off with whatever shape just finishes this off. Oop. Then put a camera under there, and then I might change my mind on this in a minute. But it is a pretty good sized duckbill on the front there, isn't it? Maybe we should go back to the carve out, make it look like teeth instead of a duckbill, and then it doesn't matter if these things are kind of visible underneath. Let's try that. Hang on a second. We're gonna copy you, put you over there, and I'm gonna mess with this for a minute. Let's see, what might that look like if we were to do that. Let's just get rid of that there. So if we were to say, take exactly what's here, but like one block back, like that, so that it kind of dips down. I don't really like... but we can move this back then. We did something like that, so we could even... Let's take these out. Take that out. We could even... Is it me, or is the green mirror symbol, mirror thing, brighter than before? I don't want to do that, because that's going to be a full block no matter what. We could do that, maybe. Maybe it's the direction of the sun or something, the way I've got it. So we can maybe do something like that. That looks cool. The only downside is that this one in the middle is definitely going to be a downward facing curve or something like that, and it's going to have to be a square block. I guess the other option is that we do just put the Gatling guns like right inside of this. So if we did... Gonna put the thing down like that. I think I did that right. Yep. If we did that, stick a camera in the middle there. Maybe we'll put some armor paneling over the top of this. That look weird? What are people's thoughts on that? Yeah, we could do have armor paneling. We could maybe do something like that. I don't know. Put a camera in the middle there. Maybe make it stick out one and then put a camera in the middle. Honestly, I don't even like these plates there. But definitely put a camera in the middle. It's sometimes if the camera is too close to the muzzle, you get like, it's just like constant bright flashes and you don't see what's going on. Actually, you know what I think I might do here is something like this, so that we have something we could paint on there. Yeah, we can get like an interesting color going. Or maybe actually maybe like that. Hang on. I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it. There we go. Then we can maybe paint that something. You have just a little something on there. We could also put the camera, we could have put the camera on top of it, but I think it would be better in this case to put the camera in the midst or the middle. Which way is it? It's upside down right now, isn't it? There we go. If you did armor panels in front of the camera, you could also slip a bit of glass. Ooh. That is true. We could put... Yeah, because it is kind of out in the open right there, isn't it? Welcome to the stream, Dragonforge. How you doing? We could... Oh, okay, all right. Hold on. Let me think. Let's think this through a minute here. Because what if we're already painting stuff cool colors? Let's maybe look at if we... How did I had to just completely pass it up. All right. What if we put that on top of there and did... Tempted to do something like this. I don't even know what. But use this kind of like in the front somehow. But you're thinking... Well, okay. Prototyping wise. Something like... Then we would take like a... Where's a 1x1? Here we go. Something like this. And hang it off the front. I think we'd have to go out one more, wouldn't we? Just prototyping. But something like that, and then... Yeah, then we've got a... maybe not like that. Maybe like that. Yeah, that's true. So, actually, I wonder, what if we could maybe... Let me get rid of you for a second. I do want to do something interesting with the shapes up here, but I'm wondering if we could do maybe, if we use the fact that we haven't built out the bottom yet, and we did something like... And then put like a window slope in front of it, like this. And then armored over the top of that. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, okay. Well, hey, trying to make this not be entirely flat looking. Sure. I feel like I'm getting too many of... Too many of those things. Too many of those square ones involved here. This song, in case you're wondering, is called Quadrant Crossing from my Epidemic playlist. Okay, what do we think about the extra pokey bit on top of the two triangles on top of the sticking out over the Gatling guns? And then under here we would just kind of fill this in. What would we do? Let's see, I would need what's that thing? I would need this guy if I wanted to really maybe stop. Okay, what if we did that? Threw in you. Oh, if we do that, we could throw in throw up some forward lights, some forward spotlights on there. They'd probably get shot up like right away, but or we could maybe use this as an opportunity to get some like additional something to kind of hold the structure in place here. I could still put spotlights on the front of that too, actually. What do spotlights look like? Spotlights have like a little... The tiny spotlights have a little thing hanging off out the back, right? So if you put them in there, they would kind of look like they're in a little... like hanging out in a little frame. That actually kind of looks pretty cool. We could throw your regular light counterpart on the... Nope. There you go. Throw them there as well. Now it's starting to just kind of look like a car. So a flying car. I am not sure that I like... I do kind of like that, but I'm not sure that I like it going across like that. What if we did... Oh, you know what actually might look good? Hang on. What about the barred window? Either like that or like that. Right there. Because I've got this... I've got this kind of slope going on there. And I don't want to stop that, but I do also feel like I kind of want to connect this a little bit more. Or maybe I don't. No, I think I do. I think I like that. I think I like that. Unfortunately, if I wanted to do like a triangle here, I don't think... Yeah, the bars would be going opposite directions, which would be weird. So, I think I'm going to stick with that. And then we're just gonna go around the edge here and just kind of finish this off, I think, just to get what's on the top there. That looks like that. Yeah, we could mimic that on the bottom, but I don't think we need to. I'm thinking maybe just that. Do the barred windows look weird? Yeah, I think they do. I think they clash. Now, one thing we could definitely do with this build is, since the thrusters definitely do max out the power, we could throw in some of those effect blocks, the exhaust blocks. That's not bad. That's not bad. I dig it. Alright, I'm thinking we're going to get rid of that and do instead these. And there we go. There we go, because I got a light right there, so I'll leave that like that. Pandemic Playground, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. It needs some paint. Might make it interesting for the folks who put... Oh, you mean like the people who only play in first person? Oh yeah, the dumbfire missile. I mean, technically we got the space for it. Under the wings, like we could do that. This thing could easily be retrofitted to do that. I think I'm not going to build it into the design, but I am going to, yeah, I mean, like you could easily just stick a merge block here. I mean, it would have to stick down a little bit so it wouldn't merge, but I don't, yeah, we could easily carry some dumbfire missiles on here and have them go. That would be quite cool. Okay, we got to make the back of this look better. The aft. Everybody's talking about the aft today. That's what I've learned. So we got to armor around these things. I'm presuming as long as we are not. That's a good point, actually. That we could just use the missiles as thrusters, and then just kind of launch them. It would be fun to have a ship that you just kind of like pieces just break off of it and fire at the enemy, and then you just kind of head home in a cockpit. Okay, this is prototyping now, so don't take any of this as final. But yeah, I definitely don't want to do that. That's gonna look not so good. Nutso's nuts. They're not so good. That's from Futurama. Let's see. What do we got? Okay. Alright. So presumably, I mean, these things are very not armored. I mean, this whole thing is light armor. I may actually... Maybe I should put a little bit of heavy armor just on the front. I am not entirely sure if that is a good idea or if we should just keep... Yeah, let's just keep it nimble. Let's keep it nimble. If we... Okay, so we could mimic this. I do think we need a camera on the back to be able to dock this thing. I have never made a tiny connector dock on the back of a ship before. So this is going to be a new one for me. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put this camera at. Especially with that reactor there. Yeah, one thing we could do maybe is not put those reactors there. I was also thinking of putting another thruster right there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's why I was thinking top-mounted, but then if I put the top-mounted camera there, then I've got nothing... Whoops, I've got nothing protecting this reactor. It's just kind of sitting there. Which, again, presumably if I'm not running away from anything, wouldn't be a big deal, but... So I think what I kind of want to do is get rid of you and get this to curve into there. And do I want to do that with this, or do I want to do that? Like, this is almost a circle going around the back there, which actually not bad. Actually not bad. If that's the case, I could... Okay. Okay. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We're going to solve two problems at once. We're going to solve the just slightly not enough power problem and the I don't have anything, I don't want to have a reactor sitting right there problem. So now we have one additional reactor. Okay? So that should solve that. Then we could put... Did I get rid of that camera? I got rid of the camera. Camera. We could put top-mounted camera there for docking. And then we could... I almost kind of want to... You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to get rid of that for a second. Because I want to make this like a continuous shape on the back here, and then we're going to like just carve out a space for the camera. So, what am I doing here? What am I doing? Let's do... Oh, this could look interesting. This could look interesting. I don't know if I'd need this to be symmetrical on both sides, but... Okay, because we do need to leave a space right there. Okay, alright. You want to build a small custom turret to put here in the aft hole? I know, I really don't want a custom turret. I want to be able to print this thing off quickly and not have to deal with subgrids in the blueprint. So that's my motivation here. I know I've already made this thing way too complicated for what I want, but what am I doing here? This is a... Is there a shape for this? There is a shape for this. There is. It's in here. It is this guy. Yep, there we go. I'm going to do the same thing up there, and then... ooh, look at all this space in there. And there's a conveyor port. Boy, we could just shove reactors anywhere, couldn't we? Did I used to have a thruster there or something? Or what did I... no, there was just armor there. Should we jam another thruster in there, or should we... Should we not? Let's not. Let's just plug out the hole. We need to, if we need to put... Yeah, that's going to be a good spot if we want to put, like, event controllers or anything. I'll just remember that that's there. And then we'll come back to it. You really think I should stick another reactor in there? Let me see how it performs now. Hang on. Who am I going to hit here? Let's go. Alright, so... It seems to be doing okay with that one extra reactor plus the batteries. Yeah, we're hitting 93%. We're also going to hit the big ship. Move! There we go. Okay. Well, I thought... Yeah. You know, it's fairly maneuverable. I think we're good. I think I'm going to leave it where it is with the reactors that it has. What's not piped up? What's not piped up? This is the... It's on the side of the... It's piped up. It's on the side of the adapter thing there. Because this this thing goes through there into this cargo, and then they have those adapters on each side, and those have a little hole on the side. They're all piped up. They better be piped up. Yeah, they all have a little conveyor port on the side there. All right, so we're gonna leave. I actually kind of like the idea of mimicking, because this is not going to be a shape that I can fill right there. That's actually this shape, but facing the other way. Let's think about maybe mimicking this same shape on. The heck am I doing over there? Get out of here. Alright, if we do that, and then that, and we just leave that. Same deal here, but we do that. And what do we do? Now that just kind of looks... That looks not... It's too flat now, even though it is a cool shape on the back. It's a little too flat now. That's a good idea. Actually, we could use these, we could, right? Yeah, that's a good idea. We can use, I'm still going to leave those that empty 1 or 2 spaces back there just in case I want to do something with event controllers or something, but we could stick 2 more batteries, like, right there. Because I am going to cover over that, I think. Then we just have a little bit more extra juice. Let's see, what if... Is that going to be... Oh, wait a second, how did I screw this up? Because that does not match. Never mind. Okay, if I'm matching... look like that. And then that's where I would put my camera right there. But I don't really like that. Once again, I was not paying attention to what I said that would have led to a that's what she said. 2 more batteries. Good to go. That's it. No more batteries. These things don't last very long anyway. I put so much effort into these things. I think a lot of us do. Even though we know full well that these ships are almost certainly not going to return from battle. You know? What am I trying to do here? I am trying to find the shape that's it. That's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. What is... That's not what I'm looking for either. Although that's not terrible, actually. Actually, maybe that is what I'm looking for. It wasn't, though. I think I was looking for this. But, now that I saw that, what can you offer me? I know you can offer me something. We did... Yeah, I think that's what I want. Okay. That's okay, though. I am proud of... Okay, I can't. There. You know, I like making a cool design, even though it's probably going to go get lost right away. I spent in the very first series that I did, the very first time when I was a brand new streamer, which was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago at this point, I was on Twitch, and I had like, I don't know, like 2 viewers. I think this might even have been pre-Rumblestrip. And Rumblestrip's been watching me for a very long time. But I was on Mars, and I spent I don't know how many streams designing what was an ill-conceived combat miner, essentially. It was like a heavily armed miner, so it had a ton of cargo and a ton of thrusters and a ton of guns and then a bunch of drills. And I was like, this will be perfect. I've got the one ship I can use for everything. And this was, of course, a really dumb idea. And then I got raided by somebody in the Twitch sense, like somebody's stream ended and they sent all their followers to me. And it was like the most people watching ever. And I was like some assertive like base popped up on the thing and everyone was like, oh, you should go test your ship over there. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine. I mean, there's a bunch of people watching. Let's give the people what they want. And of course, it immediately got completely blown up. And it was the best. I don't even know that I took a blueprint of it before I was so excited to go and do it. I had I think I've got a blueprint of it like half done. But before I left, I didn't even bother taking the blueprint. Which is for the best, because it wasn't really very good. So. Let's see. What am I doing here? We're going to put... So this is going to differ from how the bottom is. I'm probably going to put some lights on the back here so I could see when I'm docking. What if we... Okay. Okay. Why did I decide to go all blocky on the back, but all, like, flowing shapes on the front? The funny thing was, it was like, I went into combat, and the ship was actually doing pretty well, but almost immediately they took out my cockpit. And so the ship just started falling, basically, and I'm also falling with it, and we were very, very up high. And so I had a lot of time to just sit there falling with the ship next to me and just being like, well, we did our best. So, it was fun. Alright, do I like this? No. No, no. Do I want to change it slightly? Yes. Is that all I needed? Now it looks like it's got like an angry winking face or something. I mean, we could throw one of these guys in here. You know, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I kind of don't like that I don't hate that, but I don't think I hate that. I think I kind of like that. It's like kind of carved out like that. Then we're going to put our camera here. You know, since we've got the large ship there, the Eagle 5, wouldn't be too big of a deal to do a, you know, launch drones from that thing and have this ship stay far enough back, you know, that, you know, it doesn't engage the enemy. Yeah, it's that balance of you want to protect the cockpit because you know they're going to aim for it because that's where you are, but also if I cover up that cockpit, it's not going to look cool, and I need it to look cool. So, you know, we're going to die, but we're going to die with style. That's the point. All right. This butt got a little bit bigger than I was expecting, but that happens. Especially when you get older. Let's do something to finish this up. Why did I choose this block? That doesn't look good. We should probably do... Why do I have that thing sticking out right there? Why is that? Why is that? Why are you? You know, we could have had this Oh, then it would just be really flat up top there. I was going to say we could have had that come out and then used the beam blocks like we did in some of these other places. That could have maybe worked better there. But that's okay. Okay. Yeah, let's not stress about this piece too much here. We're just going to do that. There we go. Problem solved. Wait. Yep, yeah. Problem solved. Okay. Oh, what was I going to put? What was I going to put here? I guess I was going to put one of these. There we go. Okay. Those batteries. What are we going to do about those batteries? Should I put a panel over them? Or maybe that's a good place for a small beam block, like this guy. Or this guy. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Nightbot keeps reminding me to remind you guys to like and subscribe and all that, and I'm going to take a quick drink of water. And if you are liking the stream in real life, please consider liking it in YouTube life. And when I'm done drinking this sip of water, then we're going to talk about painting this thing. Alright, so I want it to be a little bit darker gray with an accent color. And I typically use blue for the accent color. So we could make it the same as the Eagle 5 if we really wanted to match. Should I just make that like my color scheme? Well, let's see how it looks. What do we got going on here? We got you, and then I think that's you, but I don't remember what your skin is. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, cool. Maybe we'll change that up. But if we did that... Got their build vision. And then we start throwing some blue accents on it. That doesn't look terrible. It looks a lot more armored than before. A gradient look like the colors like lighten or darken as it goes from outside to inside. I'm not against that, except in the sense that it would take me a long time and I'm lazy. Yeah, that looks better. Alright, so let me get my handy dandy paint gun out. Find the sci-fi skin. Color right. Alright. Here's what I'm thinking. We're going to follow the same basic premise that we did with the Eagle 5, which is most functional blocks will end up blue, and then we'll do some stripes. It's also nice that when it's not white, the sun doesn't glare off of it nearly as much, so that helps. Let's do definitely pretty much all of the... I already missed. Okay. Let's do all of those things. We could try... Maybe. So we always did these kind of shapes on the Eagle 5, so we'll stick with that. Do these guys. Maybe we should do the whole spoiler. Maybe I should save a blueprint of it. Just to get some, to get something. Let's make these guys blue. And can you even see anything change blue on these things if we paint them? Yeah, not really. That's fine. Now on the front here, I wanna do something with this. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. Like we could do like a straight across stripe, something like that, or that. I wonder if I should have done something with the fact that the guns are blue underneath these plates. We could have maybe, if we maybe did this the opposite, like, or we just didn't have that. Even if we just didn't have that. Or just to give us a little bit of, like, one additional extra point of contact. Very tempted to throw a random curve in there. Maybe we do... Is this the thing I'm looking for? Yeah. Just do something like that. Maybe we could, if we get one of those little half slope tip things. I kind of like that. It gives it a little bit of depth on the front there. Then where else do I want to get the blue? We could do like a line up the side. This might be too much, but I'm going to try this. Even go to there, could kind of wrap around a little bit. I think that's cool because this is the contrast with the triangle there. Should this maybe be... Should these maybe stay gray? And then this go blue. And then that whole top thing is blue. I'm trying to look at it and not have the green show up. I do like it, but I'm not sure how much I like it. So I think we're going to hold off. We're not going to change it just yet. But do that. I think I might stop it there. This thing looks like perfect candidate for painting. Like that. Actually, maybe we don't do this one. We just do that. Do I think these would look better blue? That's glary. Let me look on the other side. Ah, it's all glary. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep them gray. I want it to be decently blue, but not too much. I do want like a stripe down the middle, though. I think. Do I want a stripe going down the bottom too, or no? I don't think so. This looks like it should be a stripe, though. Ooh, do I connect that up or no? No. Now I'm tempted to not do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep that. That looks cool. Looks cool enough. Alright, bear with me here for a second. What does this look like if we did this whole back thing like this? Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Middle should be gray and do blue down the sides. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Oh, I see that. Alright. I like that. Let's see. Or... Oh, I like that, because then it's blue and blue. Gray down there. Yeah, okay. And then... Come on, get back over here. Then we can match that up like that. Match that up like that. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I want to get both of these guys blue, I think. Do I want... Is it getting too blue? Getting to be too blue or not? Nah, maybe not. I do think the wings need a little something, though. What if we... Let's see, I was thinking maybe we go around like this, but that would look weird. Well, I could... Nah, I was gonna say I could throw some metal plates on top to kind of reshape the color, but then I'm just throwing extra plates on it. We could do just like the edge. That's not terrible. Maybe it shouldn't be the edge. Maybe it should be like the middle, like a middle stripe here. Let's see. At this point, I don't even actually think it should be a stripe. I think it's too stripey now. I think we need a more targeted... If we're doing stripes, it needs to be more targeted. Oh, that's actually good. That looks okay. Because it's kind of hidden. Maybe not. What if I have to do that? Well, the top gray does definitely break up the stripes, so... Maybe that's okay. I really don't like the armor edges. I think this will look better without the armor edges. But... I think I'm gonna put a... I'm gonna put one of these things here, but maybe not make it... I'll make it blue. Yeah, there you go. Dennis, first off, welcome to the stream. Maybe we do need a third color. Maybe we do need a third color. Now, the original inspiration for this was a transformer that was blue, like dark blue and white. So maybe the answer is adding some white to it. Or perhaps changing up the texture. That might also be an option. So we could maybe do... I went like all the way around to get to carbon fiber. What might look good in white? We did just like the thrusters in white. Let me know when it's starting to look too busy. Maybe I'll keep those thrusters where they are like that. I think these thrusters actually were white in the original. I kind of like them as blue, but let's see. Yeah, I think they're better blue. Maybe not. Maybe not. I am going to add one of these in the darker color here. Or should this be blue? Actually, maybe I'm not going to add that. I'm not going to add that. You know, that's not terrible. And I'm I'm thinking of leaving the spoiler the way it is. Actually, just keeping it solid gray. There's the... Here we go. There's like 3 more thrusters there. Got some on the back too. Do they need to change color? Yeah, might as well. Now with that, though, should we perhaps change some other things? I actually think I'm going to change these all to sci-fi. Not that this changes too much for them, but just then their shade will match a little bit better if I want to add a little bit more white to some things. So like we could have that kind of continue on into there. Did I say I wanted to keep these white or blue? I think I'm going to keep them blue. I think that looks better. If we did white, just along the very outer edge here. I don't know. What do we think about this? I guess maybe I'll stop moving for a second so people can look at it. What do we think about that? I think it's not bad. I think it's not bad. It's definitely better. When did I put a block out there? It's definitely better than the very, very bright white original version. The underside could use some love. You're right. Does it need more blue or more white? We could give it... Actually, no, what we could do is just continue this white stripe down, like that. That would be one thing we could do. We could... Now maybe that's actually it. Because we have some blue going on already. Is this block just kind of weirdly sitting out there? Because it's sloped this way on that side. And then suddenly there's just like a full block right there. A full square on the other side of this thing. But that is the front of my thing that's holding the spotlight in place, so... If we were to... Sorry for making a Minecraft villager noise. If we were to... replace this with something like... that would be... actually, it would just be like the... It would be either... I guess it would be that. Yeah, technically that continues the shape all the way forward and then ends on a flat surface there. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Is that... Yeah, it matches up fine on that side. Not any worse than before. So... Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Oh, I did want to put... Oh, shoot. I did want to put one more set of... Or one more mag plate on the front of it. So that it wasn't just mag plates in the back. But as I'm thinking about it... I don't need that. If we need a mag plate to something, the two in the back will be fine. And... Like, if it's mag plating to something, that means we're probably, like, making an emergency docking maneuver as opposed to actually, you know, like, we can't go to a planet or nothing, so. Like, if we capture a cargo ship or something like that, like, we might dock on it or something temporarily. Get out of here. Okay. Alright then. We can get rid of the duck-billed version. Don't need you around anymore. We should blueprint this guy. I know he isn't the color of a Carolina Reaper, but it's thematic, so. Ooh, actually, could we... floodlight for mock landing gear? You know, I hadn't even thought of that. The, it might be useful to have, like, downward-facing lights. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think it needs landing gear, because it docks on the back for, like, refueling and rearming, so... I think that's fine. I just had an interesting thought, though. What if we replaced... that with that? Can you even tell the difference? Oh, when did I get that? Hold on. I just realized that... There we go. Did I paint anything... Is there anything else painted? Because I just realized I only changed the skin on the paint gun. Did I paint anything else in not sci-fi? Sorry, I keep bumping into the thing. I don't think so. Maybe... Yeah, that thing. That thing I did. Okay. That thing is that. Everything else should be okay, I think. So I think that's the only block that I put in. Get out of there. Okay. I think that looks good. Actually, I'm going to do that in blue as well, because it kind of matches then the same blue that's here and there. Actually, maybe it would make sense to mimic that same structure, although that would just be something sticking out for no reason. Do I like things sticking out for no reason, or do I need a reason? I think I would need a reason. I'm good. I'm good with it. Alright, let's decide what we're gonna put on the screens, if anything, and on the toolbar. Okay. This does mean I could potentially add some white to the what's this ship called? The Eagle 5 too. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to get some additional color going in here. But okay, so one thing I definitely need to do is turn off all of these thrusters so that I can hear myself. There's a lot of thrusters. Ah, there. Nobody drift. I need to spend a few minutes here renaming all the stuff to things that I like and setting up all the settings. So if anybody needs a bathroom break, now is the time, because it's going to take me probably about 10 minutes to go through and rename all the stuff. I just realized I already have programmable blocks and event controllers on here. Why did I do that? Probably just in case I needed them. So that's good. We could use those for something. I'm going to take another drink of water here, which is also the time when I remind people to consider liking the video. If you are liking the video in real life, it does help significantly with me getting noticed by the algorithm. And if you would like to get notified when I go live, then consider subscribing. Okay. I know I tell everybody I'm not... This is going to be the boring part. Please like. Carolina Reaper is what we called this thing. So that's going to be my prefix for everything here. Did I put in the auto rename? Oh, I did. Okay, good. Good. This is going to make this go a lot faster. Autocannons. Now, I think I explained this once, but I'd like to put WPN in front of the groups of weapons just because it... that way, if I ever need to turn off weapons, I could just do this, and then all of my weapons are right there. Alright, I do want to see it in the inventory. I don't need to see it there. We are going to call you guys... PB, and I'm just going to call them unused for now until I think of a good use for them and get them out of here. Camera... front, and I do want you there. I don't need you there. Both of you are unused at the moment, so we'll get you out of there. Cockpit, I don't need to know that it is flush. Do I care about anything in here? Let's make these screens a little less bright. Actually, maybe we could make these things look kind of cool. What's closer to like the kind of blue that we've got? Let's do maybe something like that. 0, 210, 255. We only got 2 screens in here, so 0, 210, 255. Background. Is there anything that would actually... What about targeting info, I guess? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's fine. We would just have to, like, look down and see what's going on. I could, if we really needed to, I could put screens in front of the cockpit, like, swing them around. Where would we need to do that from? We'd have to put them, like, where these thrusters are. Right? I'd have to put them, like, right here. I know these are windows, but, like... And even then, you can't actually really see the whole screen. That's kind of the downside to this cockpit, is it is not great for screens. You know, if I wanted to actually put them up in front... Yeah, I love the way that one jumps around. If I wanted to really put them up in front of me, I'd have to put them... We have to go, like, up, up. But we could run scripts that show, like, ammo levels and stuff like that. Like, I could put fancy... Oh, actually, hang on. Let me get the actual LCDs here. Because what if we did, like, one of these corner ones? Would that work if you pushed it right up against the... Oh, man, I wonder how those things align. What group are those in? They're probably in the text panel group, right? Because I could do maybe something with, like, auto LCDs or something. And, let's see, I'm gonna have to temporarily get rid of my triangles there. But if we did corner LCD flat top... Oh, yeah, you can't push them right up against it, can you? Yeah, that makes sense. What could we do? Maybe. Yeah. Well, we got those block ones. So I guess it would be... put them there and then, like, only wrote stuff on the little slits that you can see through. Okay. Well, anyway, this idea is not turning out to be as good as I had hoped. But, what if we could do, going back to those little ones, corner LCD, bottom, top. Wait, what? Hold on. Whoa. Okay, not what I wanted. Back to the little guy, please. There we go. Okay. Right, but we got these guys. Corner LCD bottom, corner LCD top, which, hold on, let me spin this around the right way. Is that the right way? Oh yeah, that's the right way. That's up, so that wouldn't work. There's no... yeah. Holograms wouldn't work. So what I was wondering was, could I take these and somehow attach one, like if it was somehow right there, then I don't think the thruster would destroy it, and I might be able to see it, but probably not. Probably not. I think we would have to, like, really kind of start to encase the cockpit and end up having, like, screens in the... Here we go. We're gonna find out if this would look cool or not. Hang on. What? We don't have better... well, we got the one shape there, huh? I was gonna hang it down the side, but that seems less good now. But what if we did do something like this and then put a corner? Why is the corner LCD bottom like forward on the thing, or is it supposed to be? I can't even rotate it. Like, why is that forward and not back? Oh, because it's... Why can't I rotate this? Because it doesn't... It only has the... Yeah. Okay, but when I do the top one is supposed to be like this, right? But you could do this. Okay. Can you see those? You can. It's kind of silly. Yeah, we could potentially put information on there. How much ammo is left. We could also put that information on a screen that's in front of the camera too. That's also a possibility. Here's a thought. What if we did spin these around like this and then went with the bottom like that? That could be better. You don't even really see it too much on the front. I mean, obviously you do, but it's not too bad. If we make it, if we make the, I don't think I can get in there with that. If we make these gray, then you don't even really notice it at all. Alright, let's put those there for now. And maybe we'll install... I haven't used automatic LCDs in forever. I've been using fancy status LCDs, which would be a lot harder, I think, to set up. I think it would look cooler to have automatic LCDs, just showing, like, maybe the amount of ammo you have left or the amount of fuel, like just 1 or 2 lines on each one, and that's it. Doesn't even really necessarily need to be labeled too much. We could just, yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be okay. That is facing the right way, right? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really get in the way of your view at all. So, alright, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, okay. Back to renaming things. Which one is which? This is going to be right. I don't even care that I didn't spell it right. Right is now spelled right. Alright, this is the LCD. I'm going to call it cockpit right for now. Well, we could rename it to whatever is being shown on it once we figure that part out. Cockpit left. Okay, then we got Gatling gun and WPN Gatling guns. And then I can get rid of you and you. And we got gyroscope. And I was worried at first that we didn't have enough gyroscope, but from driving around it's pretty clear that we have plenty of gyroscope. Alright, then the light situation, that's going to be the next thing we're going to have to figure out. And I think we'll probably do that similar to the... we'll probably do that similar to the Eagle 5 as well. Scatson, welcome to the stream. I also suck at designing ships. This, I just do it for fun, right? They don't all have to be masterpieces, right? Should we handle all the lights first? Is that all the lights? Oh, maybe that is all the lights. Hang on now. Is that all the lights? So we got... Oh, I don't have a light in the back. We need some sort of light back here. Just for being able to see the connector. Just in case I'm out. Okay, I think that should be decent. We can make it red too if we wanted it to be like a stop, brake light. Alright, I'm going to make all of these a single group. I usually keep the spotlights and the regular lights separate, but I think in this case, it's going to make sense to just keep them all in a single group. So it's going to be my lights. And now I want... Did you, it sounds like you tried defying gravity. Is that what happened? What do the lights, what color? 150, 200, 235. That's what the lights are on there. 150, I already forgot. 150 something, 210, 235? 150, 200, 235. 150, 200, 235. 150, 200, 235. Very good. We'll put the radius at, doesn't have to be huge, but we'll make it, let's say, yeah, 10 meters is probably good for each of those. We'll bring the intensity down to like 1. This does need to be super bright. And then the spotlights. Yeah, it might be cool if the spotlights were like red. It might be cool, but is it a good idea? No, it's probably not. Probably want to be able to see stuff. Didn't I have a mod that made the radius longer? I do, but it's not in this world. Never mind. So that'll be fine. All them are gone. Alright, so we got those there. I'm going to leave these visible for now. Alright, let's handle all of the thrusters. I am not going to care about which thrusters are which. So every single one of these are just going to be ion thruster, and then I always put an S at the end for small, just so that, because that's the naming convention. Oh, these are just the thrusters. I can get rid of all those. Doing good. Alright, mag plate. Gone. We're gonna not use these for parking. Actually, no, let's use those for parking. I take that back. We are, because everybody yells at me, not gonna use this for parking. Okay. We're gonna have a toolbar for that one. And that will be the... I'll just call it the connector. There's only one. We do need you on the toolbar. We could keep you on the inventory, that's fine. Cargo. Cargo. Medium cargo. Alright, batteries. Alright, out of here. Out of here. I played on Keen's official server on stream for a while with mixed results. I've played on I've played on a couple of, like, not on stream. Before I was streaming, I played on a couple of community servers for fun. I don't do it anymore. Not against it. I mean, I wouldn't do it for a stream, I would say. I don't mind joining other people's servers, but I wouldn't do it for a stream. I might someday set up my own server. Like, I've got the server that we do Designated Survivors on Sundays. But I might do a community server at some point. Let the randos in to ruin everything. You never know. Do I care about you on the inventory screen? I don't think so. Alright, the reactors. Toolbar no, inventory yes, terminal no. See how the terminal is looking so nice now? Excuse me. Everything that I don't care about is not visible. Rear camera. Do need it in the toolbar, don't need it in the terminal. There we go. Beautiful. Does this thing have the right name? It does. Space pod building challenge. Give me the details about that. I don't remember seeing that, so I cannot say that I have thought about doing it. Get that the so the thing about this is all well documented because I streamed it and it's still on YouTube, but the thing about playing on servers live on stream is that as soon as people notice that you're doing that, they make it their goal to come and find you while you're streaming and blow you up, and that happened several times. So I would if I was ever to do a series on a server, it would be pre-recorded and edited, and I wouldn't do live on a server anymore. But I'm not against that doing in the future. But yeah, Triple D honey, it is definitely a lot of fun to play with people. I do have a multiplayer series that I do on Sundays with some friends. Okay, so should we... what time is it? We got time. I'm thinking we should... Let's set up the toolbar real quick. That shouldn't take long. I want, like, everything I need to take off here. So I want recharge on off. I want thrusters on off. I guess we could do oxygen tanks to stockpile on off. Reactors on off. And then where's my connector switch lock? I think that ought to be good for this group. And then we'll also put in, actually, let me move those, give myself a little space here. We'll do switch lock for that. Then we'll put the lights on. Oh, I should put a beacon on this thing or something. I don't think we need an antenna, but I should at least put a beacon so that I could, if we're flying around, we could see each other. Are you talking about my server, Triple D? It is invite only. No one can get in but people I let in. So where would I even put a beacon? I guess I've got that extra space that I saved down here. We could cram one in. Or we could put a full-on antenna if we really thought. Or do we just go beaconless? We just go beaconless. We could take out one of the batteries. That's not a battery. What is that? What is this? It's a container? Yeah, it's a container. Okay. We could take out... where's the batteries? They're like there, there, and there. Let's see, we can move that light. Stick a beacon there and it would just stick up a little bit. We're going to move that light to where would be a good place. I guess I could just put it... let's see, these are half blocks. Let's see, we got lights in the wings. Light in the back. You want to keep this light, but well, we could. Let's see. Let's go with the new beacon, the DLC beacon. We'll throw that in here. And... bloop. Put that right there. Where am I going to put a light? I could put a half light right there. Or I could just slap a surface light. Like, as in... let's see. Well, we could do... oh, there we go. I could put one like that. Yeah, why not? Okay. Let's not dwell on it. Broadcast radius 20,000 meters. Let's say more like 5,000 to start with. 5K. What is it currently saying? CR beacon. Yeah, let's tell it to not say that. We could. Don't we have like a ship name on this thing? Or is that only for... there you go. Beautiful. Okay. Is that an unidentified signal only 165 kilometers away? That's not bad. Oh, cool. So you only have the components of a starting pod. Oh, I kind of like that challenge. That is not a lot of components. You've got 4 atmospheric thrusters, 1 hydrogen thruster, O2 survival kit, chair, a couple of conveyors. Do you have an antenna? Parachute hatch. Couple of lights, couple of landing gear. That's not much. That's not much stuff. That would be interesting. It would definitely be some goofy looking ships for sure. Because you have to build really small. I like that. I should go catch up on your channel. I'm gonna apologize. I have not watched one of your videos in a couple of months. I'm bad at keeping up with people. I'm sorry. But I do appreciate you hanging out with us today. First survival Earth to space launch was a cube with 2 large thrusters. Yeah, I mean, the Borg are pretty smart. Okay, let me just put that out there, right? Just because your ship looks like a flying cube does not mean that you're not like a massive threat to the galaxy. So, To each their own. And there's a lot of thrusters again. Alright, I want to have... oh man, what was the color of these lights? It was 150, 200, 235, 235. Nope. Close. 235. Radius 10, intensity 1. Name, they call me Offset Light. And also you go away. Alright, Beacon, I don't need to see you in the terminal, but I am going to keep you in the toolbar. Excuse me. I stream, right now my schedule, and this has been my schedule for a while, but I stream this series on Thursdays right now, Stellar Garage, which is just creative mode designing stuff. We've done a mining ship, and we've done the big ship that I'm currently sitting in its docking bay, and then this fighter ship. And then the next thing is going to be like a space to planet and vice versa landing craft. Going off of Rumble Strip's suggestion of using a Battlestar Galactica Raptor as inspiration. And on Fridays, I do Elder Scrolls Online with my friend Pat. And then on Sundays, I do a multiplayer Space Engineer series where two of my friends have never played the game before until I got them to do it. And so they are literally learning the game as they're playing with me, which is a lot of fun because imagine jumping into Space Engineers with someone and not having any idea how the game works at all. And that's going pretty well. Like, they're really enjoying it, and we are currently building a base inside of an asteroid. So if you're free on Sunday, drop by. I need to bring up the automatic LCDs. I know the sound drops away when I do this, but I'm going to bring up the page for automatic LCDs so I can remember how this works. Automatic LCDs, because it has been a while. I was using is this full guide? Is that what I want? I think that is what I want. Okay, man, this is going to be something because I've been using fancy status, whatever it's called, fancy, I think that's what it's called, fancy LCD, fancy status, something like that. I've been using that for a long time. Of course, I used to use automatic LCDs all the time, so I just got to remember how this whole thing works. Whoa, hold on. There we go. All right, so let's grab a programmable block, and we're going to change this to auto LCD is what we're going to call it. Turn it back on, and edit, browse, autumn. Let's get you up here. It's surprisingly fun, I would say. Come on. Go. There we go. It's surprisingly fun playing with... I didn't realize this was updated in 2024. Hold on. Now I gotta read all this. Yeah, no, it's actually pretty fun, because I do like teaching people. And it is fun to see people kind of realize, like, the vast amount of options you actually have, in this game, and the types of things you can create. So it is a lot of fun. It's not great if you're like, I just want to get on this server, or I just want to get with these people and do, like, make something and, like, go quickly and be very efficient about it. It's very inefficient. So, Pandemic Playground, the space pod, not the drop pod. Okay. My bad. That makes it a little bit easier. Actually, does it, though? I feel like there's even fewer armor blocks on a space pod. But you do get are you allowed... You have to use the components, right? Like, you can't, like... break them down and into like the ingots and then build them back up into other components if you need to. Either way, that does sound like fun. Maybe I will do that. Maybe we'll do that on one of these Stellar Garage things. I'll go watch your video. I'll go watch your video and see what the deal is. And then I'll come back with an update. Let's see. I was also thinking about, like, Engineer Coffee's got a challenge going on to build, like, apartment rooms. And I know Ira's got... What's the latest thing that... Why am I blanking on his community thing? But they've always got, like, build challenges. And if I don't have anything going on to build on this stream for Stellar Garage, I thought it might be cool to use this stream as a an opportunity to try to design something for one of those. But anyway, latest updates. Do I care? Many changes to improve performance. More responsive. Good, good. Script is just too large and may take time to tick. To compile parts of it as they are used. Oh, that's fascinating. Is this the kind of script I want running on a server now? Actually, it's probably still fine. Okay. Loop. Okay. Now, what is... Load the script onto the block. Open. Click edit. Click copy editor. Click OK. Okay. Build some LCDs. Add LCD to the end of the name, including the brackets. This will not work for German users. Well, that's a little racist, but... Alright, use debugger monospace. Okay. Highly recommend touching the block now and then to update the script. Okay. And then, what do we put in it? You put this in the custom data, and then we just put what we want to put in there. Those will display the lines. This will just display the text. Following with current time. Next, echo just shows an empty line. I remember that. Show power, echo. That's another blank line. Show cargo. Okay. So let's say we want to do ammo. Or maybe we want to do, yeah, I guess inventory. Right? Can I do an inventory of a specific thing? I swear that I can do that. And I'm trying to scroll through the, here we go. Occupied distance. Okay, let me look at inventory. It's inventory or inf list. All right. Sorry, I'm reading. This has turned into a reading stream now. Automatically add 0 items. Okay, script will automatically display even money. If you don't want to display missing items, use inventory X. So it has some quotas. So that's just showing you the full inventory. Here we go, item type. That's what I want. So, or ingot component, ammo, or subtype. Okay, so you could just use the, whatever you would, like the blueprint name, I guess is what that is. Okay, so what does that actually look like? Okay, here we go. Inventory. Then this is the cargo you want it to look in, and then what you want it to show and what you don't want it to show. Exact same as inventory, except it doesn't display item categories. Okay, I think actually that might be what I want. Well, let's see. Let me move that out of the way. Let's see what we've got here. So, we're going to put this on this one, on the right one. And let's see what happens. Now, I don't remember LCD. We're going to just call this ammo. Don't remember if you need to recompile or if it's going to pick it up automatically. It picked it up automatically. Perfect. Alright, custom data. And of course I can't... hang on, I'm just going to turn the camera this way a little bit. And then go to custom data, and now maybe I'll be able to see something. So we are saying in list, hang on, and this is going to be, is it actually just called Gatling ammo? Let's try that. Just try that. What does that do for us? Okay. Uh-huh. Well, it's definitely showing stuff. Wait. I want to get in here closer so I can read this. We have to make the font bigger. Okay, this is showing it with a quota. Alright, I think, I just realized, I think that it is... We need to say plus all, had something for the minus operator to work. I don't know what that means, but we're going to find out. So first argument filters blocks based on name. Okay, next argument specify excluded items. So I want no numbers or bars. I want... What would it look like if I... Oh, here we go. Okay, so you do inventory everywhere. And then I could say, like... plus Gatling ammo, I think is what you would do. And then we can maybe adjust from there, because we don't need these quotas. Oh, maybe that didn't do anything. Maybe I should put some Gatling ammo in the ship. Let's put some Gatling ammo in the ship. How about 100 of them? I don't think 100 of them can fit in there. No, definitely can't. That's okay. Alright, so that's technically working. It's just really tiny. Now the problem is that if we have the bar there, it needs to know what the... Yeah, see, like, it's going up to 2.4K. 2.5K. So I would need to tell it, like, what's a reasonable amount of ammo boxes that we might have in here. So what is a reasonable amount of ammo boxes that we might have? Where is the... cargo? There we go. Throw a bunch of you in there. We could probably load this thing up with maybe... Why do I have assault cannon shells? That was from when I was working on the other ship. Let's make... like... How many ammo boxes is reasonable to bring on one of these? 20 for two Gatling? Maybe 16? I'm trying to think of the balance between, like, how much is it going to explode when it takes damage versus not running out of... Let's just say 20. Go. Gravity. Okay, so give me you. So let's say I'll put in 20. And then I guess if it's more than 20, can I make that? Actually, let's I can definitely make it bigger. But I want to say... oh, actually, adds all components. What if we just didn't have... Here's a thought. What if we had the... What if we got rid of the bar entirely? And said... let's see, also works with other variants. No bars, no numbers, no number, no bars. What is the... Hang on. What does the S mean? Quota specifications. Okay. You can use modded or both. You can bind them to override for all ingots. Okay, but what if I don't care about quotas? What if I'm just... Command... Oh, here we go. If you don't want to display ore counts or ingots... Oh, no, that's not what I want. The command has... Quota is considered maximum quota, which means that this is the maximum number of items you ever expect to have, so you can also reports... Oh, okay. So, we could just say... I get it. We could say... we can set the quota to 0 and then change this to no bar. I think then it would just literally show us how many we have. And as much as the bar would be kind of cool, how's the font size? We made the font size like this. Yeah, maybe that's good enough, and it just tells us like how many boxes are left. If we did put the bar back and set the quota to like 20, let's say, how would that work? Yeah, see, it would barely fit on there. So that's the plan. No quota, no bar, and it says Gatling ammo. Okay. So then the other ammo that we want to show is... Literally, we're just going to do the same thing. And let me grab the name of the other thing, which is... Oh, what are those? Are they assault cannons? They're assault cannon shells, right? I'm going to double check that in a minute. Assault cannon shell. They'll probably say 0. Yeah. Alright. Can I make that line up better? Or not? We do like that. Okay. Better than nothing. Better than nothing. Can we... at some point it doesn't seem to... Yeah, okay. 2, please. Come on, move that 20 over. Line up. There it goes. Okay. We could probably make that bigger. Let's also do that too. 50 might be fine. It depends on how much I can, because I'm also going to bring some... oh, they're auto cannons. They're not assault cannons. They're auto cannons. Okay, hang on. That makes sense. That might be... Can I change the label? Can I put my own label in? Oh, yeah, hang on a second. That might help with the size. I don't know that I can put... oh, here we go. Oh, wait, no, that's for cargo. Cargo can use custom titles. Inventory cannot. Oh. Storage. No, that's just like going to be like the percentage of cargo used. That's not what I'm going to want. Okay, never mind. All right, ammo. It is actually autocannon mag. There we go. So maybe we can make the font here just a little bit bigger. And that should rearrange itself there. Let's make this the same. So that was 210, 255. $210. No, this one was 210. Yep. There we go. That'll match. That'll match that. Now we can see how many. Actually, that's not even really centered. Well, now I can't see what I'm doing here, but if we take our text padding, maybe move that a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, what are we going to put on the other one then? We were going to put something to do with power. So let's see, we could do, taking a drink of water here. Please like and subscribe and all that stuff. All right, I think we could do maybe remaining uranium would probably be good. And we don't need to see power output. I could do the battery levels. Maybe that's probably the best. The power output's already on the HUD, so I don't need to see that. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So let's look that up real quick. I think power stored. What is power? Power is going to be probably like power output, I assume, which I don't need. Power stored is probably what I want. All batteries, that is what I want. Okay, so that's the first thing we want. Show variant with only percentage and no progress bar. Can I just show without exact power readings? Exact power, only the progress bar. That's probably what I want. So let's start with that one because that seems to be easy enough. So it's power stored bar. All right. What did we call this one left? There we go. So we're going to call this one power. Yeah, if it's just a server for friends, you should definitely allow scripts. Just make it so that you could take away the ability to have scripts from specific if you need to. I think I made the 3.5 on the last one. I made this 4, so let's start with that and see how that treats us. All right, so we're going to do power bar store, power stored bar. Actually, what will that actually just look like on its own? With no label whatsoever. With no label whatsoever. What were the other options? Only percentage and no progress bar. Well, hold on. What is it without any arguments? What does it show me? Probably a whole bunch of stuff, right? Yeah, okay. So, what are my options here? What if we didn't do the line and just said to show what does P do? Is it still a dual line thing? Yeah. Well, we could probably take the font size down a little bit for this one to get a third line in there if we needed to. But do we really need the bar? I don't know that we need the bar. No percentage and no progress bar. Only percentage. Okay, let's try that. If we... Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so batteries are at 100%. That's fine. Then we want to know... what is charge, though? Is that... Oh, jump drive charge. Okay. So then we want to know... Well, we want to know how much... Yeah, so that's going to be the same... If we want to just do how much uranium is left on board, we would just do the same thing we did, but with... Where's the list of things? It's probably just like uranium ingot or something, right? Both ore and ingot. No. Well, I guess I probably am not going to be carrying uranium ore around, so I guess we will... Oh, you know what? It might show that as an... Well, here, let's just run it and see what we get. Uranium. Move that out of the way here. Okay, so... What did we do on this one? Give me this. Alright, so uranium. I'm worried that it's going to add a third line for ore and ingots, but yeah, it is. So, if I said minus ore, or is it ores? What's the... is it ore? No, it's minus ore. Okay. So if we did that... Well, that seems to be treating it like it's text almost. Now, I'm just going to move the camera a little bit. That might have been worse. Why is it... maybe you got to do the minus first. I don't know if that's true or not. Well, I could tell it to not show things that have nothing in it, but that would mean when we run out of uranium, it disappears instead of showing 0. What is that? It is, if we get rid of that, because I feel like it's not comprehending the... Oh, it was. Okay. It was comprehending the... But it wasn't... Oh, I see. Well, I kind of see. I don't really see. Why is it... If we do this, we get 2 rows, right? We get batteries, then we get uranium 0. Okay. Why is it uranium 0, and then uranium colon 0 plus ore, plus 0 ore? That does not make sense. That does not make sense. What if... Numbers. No numbers or bars. That looks like that's how it should be. every container. No ores, but with uranium. And so it should show me 0 uranium. It should be that. But it's for some reason giving me the other. It wouldn't. What does it do if I did that? I'm just curious. Does it try and give me like all of them? Yeah. I think it's... Oh, that's interesting. It seems to be struggling with... So there's no uranium plus no ore, but I don't care about the ore. Is there a different... Siri, I'm not talking to you. Get out of here. Is there a different thing that I should be using for this? Power time? Power used. That shows what's using power. Excuse me. Missing. Low in stock. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Cargo. That just lists what's in the cargo. Let's see. If you want to display missing items, 0 item lines, use inventory X. Oh, if you don't want to display. Okay. Also disregard default quotas, so unless you set quota yourself, it will be 0. If you don't want to display ore counts in ingot display, here we go. If you don't want to display ore counts in ingot display, use inventory S or SX. Okay. Which means we should be able to do NBS. Okay. That was the problem. So we can get rid of this here and take a screenshot for no good reason and put that in there, and now we should get... There we go. The amount of... wait, no. Why is it doing it twice? Minus ore. No. Now it's... Oh, that's definitely weird. Oh, because I put a space. Maybe. I think we got it. I think we got it. I think we got it. Let's put some uranium in it. And see what happens. Uraniums. Let's see, how many reactors do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's grab 70 uraniums and just distribute these to the reactors. Yep, apparently I got 6. 1, 2, 3... Oh, no, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now it should say that there are 70 uraniums. So that's good. Okay. So that'll help. Let me make a second bar here for... Hold on. Real quick, because I do need my docking camera. Then I'm making a second bar for viewing that, and then also choosing between the different weapons. Actually, let's swap that. Let's put you first and you next. Okay. So, let me not be in here for a minute, and let's turn on the thrusters and go back out. Alright. I'm assuming that since we're in creative that these numbers are not really going to change much, but... Very good. Can I fire these? Yes, I can. Okay. Without any ammo in them. Alright, so if we are here... Okay, that's a little seizure-inducing. That's definitely potentially something we might want to look at. Yeah, that might be something we want to change. We could switch to the DLC cannons, which will push that forward a little bit. Or we could try and push the camera that's in there forward by one. I feel like looking through that is going to be just too flashy. Especially for a stream. But also for just general use. So I might want to rearrange in there a little bit. Let's see, if we push that forward, that basically pushes this whole front forward. So that would kind of change the whole shape of this front, because this middle section would have to go out one. Well, that might be a problem for next time, because we're getting close to the end of the stream here. How are if we're looking through here, and we switch to the autocannons... Yeah, see, that's not bad, too. That's pretty good. Shoot the moon. I'm not going to shoot the ship. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. Okay. I don't want to have to put a seizure warning on all my streams. Okay, so everything is good except for that. So next stream, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to redo the front of this to try to make it less seizure-inducing. And that may mean just moving the camera slightly. Or it may mean moving the Gatling turrets a little bit. But we'll see. I like the way the front of this turned out, and I don't want to lose it entirely, so we'll see. We might be able to just, like, push the camera forward a little bit and still make it look good. You know, you can maybe change up this shape on the front or something. So we could do that. So, like I said, tomorrow will be Elder Scrolls Online, as usual. Sunday will be Designated Survivors, which is my multiplayer stream with the guys. I think I only have DNA this week, so it'll just be the two of us, and we'll be continuing to work on the asteroid base. And then next week, like I said, we'll redo the front of this thing, and then we'll start working on the atmospheric lander that we can use to go to and from planets as we travel. If you guys didn't realize, I am designing these ships here to be used in Designated Survivors so that I don't have to spend a lot of time designing ships in that series, because it is less exciting when you are playing with people who've never played Space Engineers and you're just spending all of your time designing a thing. So it's easier for me to come here and do the pre-design work, and then we could just make a blueprint and build it and then go have the fun. So but yeah, I like the way this thing turned out. This was a good I always appreciate the feedback and the ideas from the community who from chat here, because this is not what I intended it to look like. The original inspiration was supposed to look completely different, and this is what we ended up with, and it looks, I think, pretty good. So thanks a lot, everybody. Like I said, if you like the stream, please consider throwing a like on the video to help me out with the old algorithm. And if you'd like to get notified when I go live, please consider subscribing, and I will talk to you next time. Have a good Friday, or whatever part of the world you're in, whatever day it is coming up next, and have a good weekend and all that stuff, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.